it won't be cinematic.
The scariest moment in The Sopranos wasn't Paulie beating someone up or Silvio losing his temper. It was Patsy calmly telling a woman it won't be cinematic. Television, especially of the prestige variety, has long relied on the predictable mechanics of intimidation.
Get in there, fuck!
A hot-headed Paulie, a smoldering Silvio, or even the perennially volatile Christopher. These are the men we expect to make threats, break bones, and remind civilians that the mob doesn't negotiate. But The Sopranos, at its sharpest, subverted this predictability. Consider the inspired choice of having Patsy Parisi, quiet, unremarkable, a man who could pass for the manager of a Walmart auto department, be the one who threatens Gloria Trillo. The decision is brilliant precisely because it is so unexpected.
I know, it was a tragedy.
Unlike Silvio or Paulie, Patsy doesn't arrive cloaked in cinematic menace. He looks more like someone about to haggle over undercarriage sealant than a man prepared to execute a mobster's orders. That ordinariness makes him terrifying.
My face is the last one you'll see.
When he produces his pistol and, in his flat, measured tone, promises Gloria that it won't be cinematic, the message is far more chilling than anything a flamboyant wise guy could deliver. Gloria, whose very pathology fed on drama and confrontation, was suddenly faced with the horror of an unremarkable man who would erase her without spectacle, without poetry, without even the satisfaction of tragedy. Dan Grimaldi, the actor behind Patsy, deserves special mention. Grimaldi was given relatively few moments to shine across the series, yet every one of them lingers.
Who the fuck are you? Ralph Bunch over here!
From his grief over his twin in Season 3's opener, to his biting confrontation with Christopher, who the fuck are you? Ralph Bunch over here? He consistently turned minor beats into memorable, unsettling snapshots. His ability to weaponize ordinariness, the menacing grin, the clipped phrasing, the sense of a man perpetually half a second away from violence, made Patsy one of the series' most fascinating supporting players. This is the genius of The Sopranos. It shows how terror often comes not from obvious monsters, but from the everyday men who look like they might help you with your taxes. Patsy was precisely the kind of figure Tony needed in that moment. Gloria, unstable and drawn to grand theatrics, would have almost welcomed a scene with Paulie or Silvio. But a man like Patsy, anonymous, efficient, quietly lethal, forced her to face the reality of her situation. He was not there to provide her with the melodrama she craved.
Jennifer, it's Gloria Trillo.
He was there to extinguish her illusions. Annabella Sciorra, of course, met that menace with extraordinary craft.
Serial killer. I murdered 7 relationships.
Her performance as Gloria was electric, convincing in her fear, devastating in her unraveling, and brilliantly unhinged without ever tipping into caricature. When she trembles as Patsy emerges from the car, the fear feels not like acting, but like inevitability. She was one of the series' finest actors, and her later blackballing for refusing Harvey Weinstein remains one of Hollywood's more shameful losses. That she was brave enough to be among his earliest accusers only underscores the tragedy of how much of her talent we were denied. The idea that Sciorra, capable of playing fragile fury and desperate tenderness with equal brilliance, should have had her career stifled is an outrage. She deserved many more roles like Gloria, not fewer. But back to Patsy, the unassuming assassin in waiting.
Was my kid brother. By 11 minutes.
His loyalty, even after the death of his twin, makes him all the more compelling. He is not loyal in spite of his pain, but because of it.
Patsy launches into this single-malt diatribe about how people can smile in your face and still be a villain.
He channels grief into quiet menace, into the kind of man who will not argue, not posture, but simply do what is required. Other characters in the crew telegraph their violence. Patsy conceals it. That concealment makes him the most unnerving of them all.
Vito a fag. Big construction tycoon.
Even his comic beats, the way he chuckles at Christopher's tasteless joke about Vito when the rest of the table fumes, or the infamous moment when he drunkenly urinates in Tony's pool, only reinforce the point. Patsy is unassuming until he isn't, and when the mask slips, the results are as shocking as they are inevitable. His presence in a scene destabilizes it. Is he here to play the fool? Or is he the powder keg with his finger already on the trigger?
Here's some standard operating procedure. It won't be cinematic.
Thematically, his encounter with Gloria is perfect. She wanted drama, the grand operatic exit, the tragic heroine's swan song. Patsy promised her none of that. It won't be cinematic became not just a threat, but a declaration of what The Sopranos was always about, stripping away the romanticism of mob life to reveal the mundane, banal, and arbitrary brutality beneath. A woman could be discarded not with fireworks, but with paperwork, not with a climactic showdown, but with a bullet in a parking lot. And then, after the job, the same man might stop for groceries and argue about sausages on the way home. This is why Patsy lingers in the memory as one of the show's most quietly frightening figures. He is not a flamboyant gangster, nor a tragic anti-hero.
Call Patsy and them. Say we had to leave. Pipe broke.
He is the middleman of violence, the embodiment of standard operating procedure. He represents the part of the mob that is most terrifying, the fact that death is not a spectacle, but a line item.
Call this number. Yes, for Patsy. Tell him I said to take care of you.
That the man smiling politely across from you, who looks more like a math professor than a killer, could be the one to erase you from existence without fanfare.
I can put Patsy in there. She's gonna be part of my family now.
Some argue that Patsy's quiet menace even positions him as the likeliest candidate to have had Tony killed in the finale. Whether that theory holds or not, it speaks to the strength of his characterization that viewers find it plausible.
Stay the fuck away from Tony Soprano. Shut the fuck up.
He is the character who could blend into the wallpaper until the moment he doesn't, and by then, it's too late. The brilliance of his scenes lies in this duality. He can look ridiculous, laugh at crude jokes, even get caught drunk and sloppy. Yet when the time comes to terrify a woman into silence, he is utterly convincing.
Patsy still works for Tony? He's an underling?
Patsy Parisi was never the loudest man in the room, but he was always the most dangerous, precisely because he didn't announce himself.
How about faxes, emails? Make it even easier for the cops.
In the end, Patsy stands as a reminder of what The Sopranos did better than any other show: expose the unglamorous mechanics of organized crime.
It won't be cinematic.
It was never cinematic. It was grocery lists and family dinners, punctuated by sudden, senseless violence. And no one embodied that tension more perfectly than Patsy Parisi, the Walmart manager who would cheerfully discuss stuffed shells one moment and calmly threaten your life the next. Patsy reminded us, it won't be cinematic. Neither is subscribing, but it means the world.